want to tell you a story. Really, it's all I ever want to do. I want to tell stories, and I want to have stories told to me. Over a cup of coffee, around a campfire, on a road trip, side by side walking on the beach, in line at the grocery store, listening with my whole being at a concert. I may consider myself a storyteller, but what I really want to be is a story sharer and a shaper of story. I wish to be someone who holds a space for story to exist and unfold, someone who recognizes the story living in others that they themselves haven't quite discovered yet. You are writing a story. It's being scribbled up and down your insides across the jagged terrain of your heart and weaving its way through the passages of your mind all day, every day. Your story hums in your veins, traversing your bloodstream. So does mine. I'm happiest when my story is living outside of me, but not everyone likes this feeling of exposure. I discovered my desire to be a writer when I was 11 years old. It was poetry that captured my attention. Walt Whitman, W.B. Yeats, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Emily Dickinson. Their words sent explosions of possibility through me. A handful of common words, rearranged on paper, matured my child's mind in ways I could have never imagined. These poets, all of them a century older than I, spoke a language more native to me than my own. Maybe it was longing, maybe it was curiosity, maybe it was affirmation. I was different, but it seemed they were too. Dickinson's nobody thrilled me. I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell. They'd advertise, you know. How dreary to be somebody. How public like a frog. To tell one's name the livelong June to an admiring bog. This little ditty assured me that I belonged somehow. There was a place in this world for me. Everyone told me I was an old soul. I didn't know exactly what that meant, but it felt better than being called a kid. I took to writing poetry, endlessly filling notebooks. My mom found a way to line me up with a pen pal, and I loved that so much I soon had a handful. Letters came in the mail multiple times a week. Yes, this was before the internet, and when AOL arrived on the scene, I joined as many poetry chat rooms as I could. This also secured me a few more pen pals. The internet was new, and pen to paper, a letter sent in the post, served as a more authentic means of connection. Have you guessed it yet? I am a connection junkie. It's no secret that I want to be opened like a book and read from cover to cover. I want to be seen. I want to peer inside others like this too. I'm curious. I want to poke around. Behavior is fascinating, but it's the motivation behind the behavior that I'm interested in. As they say, it's not what we do that matters, it's why we do it. I am a fantastic listener. However, I also tend to fill silences too quickly. It's not that I'm bothered by silence. You can learn a lot from an awkward silence, and comfortable silences are one of the most sacred experiences. I just really love sharing life, and sharing life occurs so beautifully in the swapping of stories. If you are hesitant to share yours, well, I'll jump right in with mine. I worry I go too quickly. I share too much too soon. I have, indeed, experienced what Brené Brown calls a vulnerability hangover, but I don't mind so much. It's a small price to pay in hopes of finding a genuine spark. I didn't discover Anais Nin until my early 20s, but when I read these words, I felt a familiar hum in my soul. I am an excitable person who only understands life lyrically, musically, and whom feelings are much stronger as reason. I am so thirsty for the marvelous that only the marvelous has power over me. Anything I cannot transform into something marvelous, I let go. Reality doesn't impress me. I only believe in intoxication and ecstasy. And when ordinary life shackles me, I escape one way or another. No more walls. Just another experience of words, of story, giving me an instant feeling of belonging. Yes, me too, Aeneas. I too wish to transform everything into something marvelous. My feelings are also significantly stronger than reason. It's nice to know I'm in good company. And so, in the days and weeks to come, I plan to tell you stories. I hope to develop a way for you to share your stories also, beyond just a comment. I confess I don't know what this looks like yet. Maybe a Facebook group. I realize my words will not resonate with everyone. In fact, the overall percentage may indeed be quite small. I'm used to having more in common with literary figures of yore than with my peers, but I remain hopeful that connection will be found. Yours truly, AJ, a story-sharing introvert seeking kindred spirits.